Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. First order of business roll call. Reed Weimer's not present. Courtney Henderson present. Nick Church
Present.
Heather not present. And Joe Ben is here. Yeah. And we'll do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And so, yeah, you're going to have to do some motions or seconds, some motions.
All right, sounds good.
And do I really have to ask if anyone has a conflict of interest every meeting? Is that just their? Yeah. Just need approval of the agenda. A motion for.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor? Courtney, aye. Joe Ben.
Aye.
And it.
Aye.
And next we've got approval of the previous meetings minutes.
Do you have?
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes. Have you looked at
And
those?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Courtney, aye. Joe Ben.
Aye.
And Nick.
Aye. I think that's Heather. Next would be the.
Okay, Heather's here. I guess if you want to hang on, you could hang on, or.
Yeah, I'll hang on.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Who approved
Nick,
Nick
made a motion.
I made a motion. Joe Ben approved. Second.
Okay, thank you. Unanimous?
And Heather's here.
Okay.
Was Jackie still going to give us a report?
No, Jackie's son got sick, so she sends her apologies, and we'll hopefully be able to squeeze in on another meeting.
Okay, we'll do your report.
Okay, so I did my report, and what I wanted to really focus on was two things. The Twirl family event went really well. We had lots of families come out and spend some time both in the event and also on the playground. They enjoyed the playground, and so that was really made my heart feel good that they were out there having fun. I promised that I would provide beginning of the year testing for our kiddos. And so this report that is horizontal with the bar graphs, the ISIP early reading, is what all of the students take. 77 kiddos, and of those kids, a level 1 is the most far behind grade level, and a level 5 is advanced beyond a grade level. So 4 is really where you want them, as a 4 and a 5. And we call level 3 kind of our bubble kids, because they could easily pop over to on grade level with the right supports. And our teachers are giving those supports with our new reading interventionist, Ann Speroni. She's doing a great job. And then Lauren Farrington is also pulling kids to support as well. So right now we have 17% at a level 1, 22% at a level 2, 18 at a level 3, and then our level 4 and 5s are sitting at 23 and 19 respectively. So what our hope is that at mid-year we start to see a shift, less level 1s, less level 2s, and that the level 3s go over to the 4.
I guess these are the guys that were in first grade or preschool.
Yeah, if you see here, yeah, those are our 5th graders actually. So you're right. Our 5th graders were our kindergartners that were out during COVID. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
What do you think's going on with 8th grade?
Well, it's 8th grade. It's middle school. They don't always put their full effort in. Depends on what their mood is. But those kids, also we have in 8th grade, a significant population of special education that could also maybe play a factor in that. And so that's the reading. And then the math, I broke it down
So
for
it's
you as
typical
well.
for the 8th graders to slack.
Well, it's not typical. They'll bring it up. They'll bring it up. It's that first test, and when you first come back to school, and you've got the 2 weeks of procedures and getting into the habits of things, and then you come in with a test. Yeah, they're not necessarily back into that routine of we're going to test every month. And then our math scores, we are really focusing this year. Our wildly important goal is raising math scores. We dipped quite a bit last year, and so we are wanting to make sure that we're supporting these kids to move up the ranks of grade level there. So at level 1, we have 16%, level 2, 18%. Level 3 is huge at 56%. So again, it's still those bubble kids, the ones that are, they're right on the cusp of being able to be on grade level. It's just the supports that we need to provide them to do it. And then level 4, 8%, and level 5, 3%. So this is a pretty small category of on grade level, but our bubble kids, level 3, it's huge.
Why do you think they fell off from last year?
So if you'll recall, 2 years ago, there was the state testing on, I think it was 22, 23. The charters and public schools around the state were allowed to decide if they wanted kids to take the state assessment because of coming off of COVID. Mm-hmm. And so we decided to take the state assessment because practice, make sure that they stay in the habit of it. So I don't know if it had something to do with the lack of schools to compare to, but we had a spotlight designation instead of a traditional, which is the grading above. And so this year with our state testing, we pulled back down the traditional. And so when we did that, they look at the difference between the math scores and the reading scores, and then they show that there was a drop of 15% for math and a drop of, I believe, 19 or 20 for reading. So it had something to do with that, I feel. Any questions about the data? No? Okay. The other thing I wanted to share with you tonight was our preliminary report from the charter school division. This was our site visit last school year. The most telling page is that page 5 of 6. They give you a nice color graph of what's going on. If it's white, it's pending or it's not applicable. But I'm really curious as to this NM Dash plan. They say is not applicable, but it is something that we have to do. So this year we put ours in to the state. But I'm happy that says not applicable for now. And then the yellow working to meets was when we pulled Nick on to the board, and then there was vacations, there was things, it's paperwork. So paperwork didn't get in on time for the state. And then the last one is pending, and that has to do with attendance. I can tell you that looking at our attendance scores from last year, I feel like that will be a working to meets again, but it is statewide a problem, and everybody is working to meets to get those kiddos at school every day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are we still having accounting issues?
So we're going through our audit right now, and we had a meeting last week, but I haven't heard of any issues as of yet. Yes, because this was last year's.
Oh, okay.
This was last year's findings.
24, 25.
And so then this year we'll have this one. I stand for questions if you have any.
No, I think we can. guessing we're not gonna have any public comment.
I don't see anyone there.
What about the?
Yeah, we could talk about that. What's the latest on the fence?
The rest of
So-
your report is what we were just talking about.
Yeah. No, that's fine. The gentleman who is doing the fencing called me this afternoon, and apologized profusely for missing our meeting last week. He was going to come in and have a conversation with me, and we were going to go down to town hall and talk to Georgiana and get things figured out, but he spaced it, so we have rescheduled that meeting for Thursday this week.
So it says here that he's wanting to wait until the road and sidewalk project is done.
And they say that they're
He
going to be
won't
finished.
disrupt the project.
What we're afraid of, and what he told me, is that because they're putting in that scoop drainage sidewalk, we don't know how far up they're going to the fence. I asked Georgiana and the other foreman, and he didn't have an answer for me. He said he had to talk with the work crew. So because of that, that's holding us up. And the reason why is because when we get our new fence, we can't take it down or we'll mess up the warranty. So if something were to happen and they needed to move it, then,
For sure, that makes sense.
and I know that they told me last, one of the meetings that we had, they said that our our platform is on town property. And so I still don't know if they're going to cut our platform back. So it's a game of what's the story before I push us forward. But he's been very understanding, and hopefully will continue to be, about what we do.
Well, the property line's well beyond the fence, though, right?
Yes, but I don't know how close to the fence they're going to go with that sidewalk.
Yeah. Oh, so there'll be a sidewalk.
The other issue, just so that
No,
you,
they're gonna put in one of those stupid drain things like they've put on all the side streets that doesn't work.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what they're doing.
that scoopy thing, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
It's like it just concrete.
Yeah, it's just a concrete.
But then they
bed.
heave and stuff.
Yeah. they're-
I go out there and grind
Yeah.
them with a grinder
Mhm.
so that the water can.
Yeah. And the other thing, just so you know, there's a tree in the back that has to be removed in order to do our project that's later on the agenda, our project in the back to extend the awning, put a retaining wall, and add a.
So the awning will go as far as that tree, farther than it's the closest to the building.
Mhm. It's because the root ball bulbs up, and
Right.
so Ronnie has asked that if we choose his bid, he's
Yeah.
asked that we remove it so that it makes it easier for him to maintain
Yeah.
the project.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we have to go back there and plow and give us more room.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
That's it. Unless you have any other questions.
Well, I guess we will go to you, Katie.
All right, I'm ready. Let me share my screen. Oh, Kimberly, will you let me share my screen?
Oh yes, I got to remember to do this. Allow to share screen. Nope, I don't want to share my screen. I got to go back to you. Hang on, Katie.
You're fine.
Stop sharing participants. I'll go here to more. I want to put.
I think you can also make me host. We can do it that way.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay.
Right. Here we go. Maybe if I can figure out technology. Okay. So as far as our forecast is going, we're doing pretty well. We did get our 2% increase in our SEG, so Last year when we did the budget, they only increased the unit value, which is our main kind of multiplier on our state funding by 3%. And then they came back in June and said, we're going to give you another 2%. And so we've been receiving the 2%, but this is, we just got notification of how much it is with a bar, which we're going to do tonight. And then we also had some payments from last year hit that are in that increase. That's 69,000. We increased expenses slightly for some instructional materials. So overall, we have a very uneventful forecast, which is great. It's the way we like it. And we're sitting at about $1 million of carryover. So overall, our cash on hand is we have a strong cash on hand throughout the year, with June being 131 days. But overall, we have fairly stable cash on hand, which is what our cash flow shows. And then I have some of our capital outlay projects sitting at the end of the month. And so that's why we start kind of see a decline here. And if we did do end of the year, sorry, if we did these at the end of the year, we most likely wouldn't see the revenue until the beginning of the following fiscal year. So overall, we're doing well. We're tracking a budget, sustainable with our FTEs. We're finishing the audit right now. That is my goal for Friday, is to get all audit stuff up and done. And then working on our capital outlay projects going forward. Our bank rec shows that we did have a decrease in our New Mexico Bank and Trust account by $96,000. This, I am still working to get your revenue to flow into this account. It's still flowing into Nucinda. It's fine. It doesn't really matter, but I need to update the W-9 with the state so we can get the revenue in here too, and then we can eventually close the Nucinda account. Here's the Nucinda bank reconciliation. It did increase by 143, but that's because this is where all your revenue is going. So expenses are going out of one, revenue's coming into one. So that's not surprising that there's a little bit of a variance between the two. And as soon as the audit's over, we'll move all your revenue to hit New Mexico Bank and Trust. Here's the revenue that came in, our transportation funding, SEG, and a little bit of Medicaid funding from last year. And here are all the expenses that hit for the month of August. Any questions on any of that before we go into the bars?
So do we have teachers on Medicaid, or how do we get money from Medicaid?
So it's mostly your ancillary folks. So your speech therapist, occupational therapist, if you have a respiratory or a recreational therapist, folks like that. We have your special ed teacher on it a little bit, but for the most part, she's paid through IDEA. And so we run a report every quarter and we submit it. And I honestly couldn't tell you the math, how they figure out the reimbursement. We submit it to Region 9, which is like a co-op, and they're the ones that submit it to the feds because it is a fairly involved process. And we get like a fraction of our expenses back. It's not a ton.
But we do get something back and it covers our costs. So for the
Yeah, I mean, it covers, like, we pay like $3,000 a month for one of your ancillary providers. And, you know, we got maybe $2,000 back for quarter 2 and 3. So, or sorry, 1 and 2. So yeah, so we get something back. So it's worth it. It's fine. And the reports aren't that hard to pull. And then as far as bars go, so we did get a little extra IDB funding specifically for preschool. And so we put that again with our special ed teachers. because that's what we spend most of our IDEA money on. We also got a slight increase to our regular IDEA money. And so we put that into teachers also. And where's your SEG one? Hold on, let me go get that one. Okay. Here's the SEG one. So we just need whoever's taking the minutes to put this one in under the other. Well, I guess we actually don't list them out on the agenda. Never mind. So this is for I, and so this is your, not yours. This is Monte del Sol's. Oh, please, because I did yours.
8I and 9I.
Oh, I thought-
Right, Katie, 2, 8I and 9I.
Yes. We may have to change this. All right, I'm just going to tell you how much we're getting, and then I'll tell you the bar number later. Wait, unless, because I did yours. Hold on, let me go find it. Oh, please, you're going to see the inner workings of PED system. So exciting. Red River, few bars. Here it is. Let's see, right. Maybe that's right. Yeah, I guess it's right. Yeah, okay. So the bar for SEG for you guys is actually bar number 007I. So the 3 bars we have tonight are 007I for operational, 008I for preschool IDEA B, and 009I for regular IDEA B.
That's the lunch, that's the SE.
Oh, okay.
All right, that is all I have for our presentation today. Those 3 bars and then the financials and the check registers and bank recs.
Well, do we have a motion to accept the monthly financial statement?
Motion to accept the monthly financial statement.
I'll second.
All in favor, Courtney, aye. Joe Ben?
Yes,
And Nick? That's unanimous.
and I'll make a motion to accept the 3 bars we have tonight. 7I, 8I, and 9I.
I'll second.
All in favor, Courtney, aye. Joe Ben? Heather?
Yes.
Nick?
Yes, sorry.
That's all right.
Aye.
It's like I will not accept more money. I want to get that money away. All right, I think that's it for me, unless you need me for something else.
Thank you, Kay.
All right, I hope to be there in October. I hope I get there. So.
Yep.
And Kimberly, I think I will be able to join you in Taos, by the way, at the end of the month.
For that meeting? Perfect.
Yeah, for the meeting. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, thanks.
What are you going to do in Taos?
A PCSNM regional meeting, the Public Charter Schools of New Mexico.
Uh-huh.
We are members and they offer different things. And so this is their regional meeting.
Right.
We want to get together.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the bid for the...
Yeah. In the back, as you know, we've been fighting snow and ice forever. I think since
the building.
forever. And so I reached out to get some bids. the bid that I'm hoping that you will approve, I mean, I'll give you what I have here, but the Red River Construction Company, his bid is much more thorough and he has a better understanding of what we have been going through back there every year. The experience of this person over this one, I feel should be brought into consideration. They will both do a retaining wall. They will both do an extension of the awning, and then an additional drain, sorry, so that we can try to remove the snow more easily and get it out of the way.
So is this a wall for the snow to fall behind, or is
It's
it?
like like to shovel it behind
So it's
it.
not along the fence line.
It's not that far. And in fact, the fence line would be about 3 foot into our property from the original fence line so that we can continue to use the original fence line as a,
Retaining wall.
there's, yes,
Back there.
yes, sir.
Well, 3 feet high, that seems like that would probably be high enough. What about when it curls back under?
So the awning will extend further, and so we'll still have to go out there and do maintenance and knock it off and throw it behind the retaining wall, just to encourage drainage.
Let's remove existing roof structure.
So the awning that's back there, they want to take off, both companies want to take off of the tin and remove that. But this company wants to extend it with additional post supports going out further and then re-tin the whole thing, so that it has a line that matches instead of
all
having
the way.
instead of having a
Instead of-
dip.
Well,
Exactly.
So if you extend it out, how high would the edge of it?
So we're still shooting for 6.5 to 7 feet for it to be high. It does have to come down a little bit just because of the slope of the building.
But wait. So that extension would go past the wall that they're building?
No, it would go past, it would go an additional 3 feet. And then there should be more drainage that's put in to alleviate that snowfall. But no, it's not going to go over the retaining wall.
Would that involve like a
I'm
pipe
so confused.
under the street to go to the creek?
So we've got the fence line back there, and then we're gonna have how many feet and the new retaining, the
Like
secondary
3 feet.
retaining wall?
Yeah, 3 feet, and then
3
the
feet.
secondary
Retaining wall.
the new fence.
Okay, and then there's gonna be how many feet into between where that is and where the awning is?
That's a good question. Let me
But
see
the
if I can
retaining
pull
wall
it
is
up.
for retaining snow and ice.
It's so that so you can shovel it and push it back there so
Yeah.
it doesn't run into the building.
Let me see if I-
I'm seeing the
I'm kind
purpose
of
of it.
blown away on all this. I don't really understand.
You want to go look at it?
Yeah.
Let's go take a look.
All right, I will be right there with you
We
with
should take
the
this.
computer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta have like a pipe.
I mean, I definitely trust Ronnie's judgment. Just because Ronnie knows what we deal with here in Red River for sure. Where are we going?
We
This
could go
way
out
or
this, we'll go out on
nurse's
this.
door?
Yes, that'll be great.
And I'm sure you've seen what the snow and ice does when it
Oh.
comes back there.
You mean like when it broke the kindergarten room window?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go out the back.
excuse us. We're gonna walk through on a field trip. Okay, I have a key, so it's okay.
Okay.
So now originally we just had the original roof. And of course,
And everything fell right here.
Right on
Right,
the drain, right on the
Off the
drain.
roof, it curves back toward the building.
And then
And
they
here-
built, and then they built all this, right?
Yeah,
After the fact.
but it didn't really help because it curved under here and then it all wound up down here.
Mhm.
And the snow and ice would
And
build
so
up so
there
much.
is a drain underneath these. Yes. Going which way? That way? Out that way.
But
Never found
but
a
it
pipe
freezes.
Which doesn't make sense since the ground actually slopes over.
So,
Well, I think
and what?
No,
So
it's
what
not-
is he
it's
saying
not
he
much
wants
slope.
to do? He wants to construct a 3-foot high by 11-inch wide, 200-foot long retaining wall with a stucco finish and metal cap. Below the retaining wall will be a 2-foot wide and 8-inch deep footing. Okay, so that's underneath. So
Mhm.
it'll go down
Deep,
2
mhm.
feet.
So it's sturdy.
Okay.
so.
Well,
Maybe the
that's
water.
And it
also
also
good
keeps the
because when the
leakage from
water
coming
is going
back.
It
underneath-
can't get underneath.
Right.
It's way up.
Honestly, I'm surprised he's only going 2 foot down. Oh, sorry. No, that's 2 foot wide, 8 inches down.
So it would drain on the other side of the wall,
Mhm.
along the wall. Except over there.
Extend the current shed roof line approximately 5 feet. My
So 5
thought-
feet
so
would
this is
be
gonna
the
go another
retaining
5
wall.
My
It's
thought,
like here.
my thought would be there would be a retaining wall right here, right? And this that gets extended out gets built past the retaining wall,
A little bit, yeah.
like
So that the snow
so
drops
that
on the back
everything,
side of the
all
retaining
the,
wall.
all the ice and everything that builds up behind the
Yeah.
retaining wall is behind the retaining wall,
That's what.
right?
Wonder if that's what he's actually
Is that
trying
what
to,
is that
is
what
that-
he's planning on doing?
or is he
Sounds like?
planning on putting it close to that?
Well, that's the tree that's got to go, I guess.
Yes.
'Cause he's
Yes.
saying he's bringing
Well,
the
he's
roof
already
out
chopped
5 feet. Mhm.
Yeah. So
5
that's
feet's about
like
here.
where I am. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's going to be low.
So if the retaining wall is going there, I mean, to me that would make sense. But and the
Because
roof
you would
coming
want
here.
everything to be probably knows. This almost has to be like graded out of here.
And that's why this tree, he's asked for this tree to go. And so this tree, and then he will be able to work with this bulbous mess.
Pretty good sized tree.
And so that fence is staying. And then the new fence is going in like right here.
Yes.
It's dropped open for you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Interesting. And then
Shut off the lights on this thing.
Mhm. Oh,
he's wanting to take all that tin off. Then replace it to where it comes all the way out.
mhm.
And so it's not just stair step.
Right.
Well, actually, yeah, he'd probably keep more of the same slope.
That's what he had
This one's a
spoke
little
of.
more slope.
Probably build it with different, nicer like he'd make it. He'd probably still keep some support, but it'd be. He wouldn't just add on to this.
No.
He'd take this all out and rebuild it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean that's another reason why it's the price.
And the new building
He's-
too?
Kai's wanting to do the same thing.
We have the same issue.
Frame a new structure with pressure.
But the drainage is better over there. But yeah, really, when it melts, we need somewhere for it to go. Or else it's just gonna.
Kai isn't doing a retaining wall though.
No retaining wall and not.
He's just wanting to dig this out and trench it and then do another French drain.
The French drain freezes every.
French drains
Freeze.
freeze here.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
do, they
I
really
mean, they
do.
just.
Well,
they
until
do.
water goes into them, moving water will.
It has to be constant.
Yeah.
Which it,
you'd almost have to have hot water running through all the time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly,
I put a French
out
drain
of the
behind my,
both, I would prefer
along my parking lot over there at the Best Western down that alley, and it's done wonders.
just quality, and
I think he's gonna try and actually fix it.
he's licensed and insured.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring that up.
Okay.
And it does
mean-
have that, we do have that SB 9 right now to cover it. So I don't know if we'll have that moving forward, but right now we've got the funds to,
Ronnie's also
Fix
wanting
that.
the current concrete slab on the existing building will be extended
Mhm.
the extra 3 feet in width for the new addition. We'll pour concrete from the building to the retaining wall. When completed, everything under cover will be on a concrete slab.
so then the awning will extend over the retaining wall. And the concrete will go to the retaining wall.
Yep.
If you can slope it out, or
Extend
slope it that way, either way, make it go.
I think that's awesome. And Ronnie doesn't have to rent equipment or nothing. He has it all. So that's all included, really. I mean, I guess his is included with the rental, but
See, a big part of the problem is when it starts melting on
I
the roof.
just feel like there's gonna be additional costs on that one. aren't there?
I agree.
Oh, I can't do it. Oh no. Oh, we.
This
didn't
was
end.
more, this was, I like Ronnie's.
Ronnie will do it.
I like Ronnie's. Honestly.
Ronnie will do it.
Does Ronnie have an estimate on time?
We are working with Eddie to get this tree out by the end of September. And then Ronnie would try to get it done before snow flies.
Wow.
Um,
Come in here and knock it out, huh?
mhm.
Wow.
That's
That's huge, really.
It is huge.
Maybe the sidewalk guys could help out and pour the concrete.
Please.
They've been doing that other places, you know.
Yeah.
They've been hiring themselves out to.
You want to read it? It took me like 3 times to understand.
Oh, sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
But, I mean, Ronnie, I've seen Ronnie's stuff. I have not seen Kai do like that kind of work. I've seen Kai do some work, but I don't know.
But yeah, it doesn't say
I don't
anything about a
know,
slope or
really.
drainage or anything like that. If he could make it slope however little 30 ratio or whatever, if he can put at least a little slope on it so that. Because what happens is
the
the-
concrete, you mean?
Yeah,
Or-
well, yeah, if that wall could, if the footing, if the water's gonna drain down the other side of the wall.
If there's any moisture on the inside of the concrete, hopefully it's sloped the next way. But hopefully is what Ronnie's trying to do is cover it and build a retaining wall all the way out where there's no snow getting. Unless
But it
it's,
will-
unless it's like blowing in.
Which it will. But that's some of the maintenance you'll have to do to
Correct.
shovel and sweep.
But then if you're shoveling, you're throwing it over the wall. Everything's over on the other side of the wall, and then you're left with concrete that's just.
And taking, and now the only downside to taking the tree out is we will get more snow buildup back there because that tree, it does cover.
It helps.
It helps, but, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but it's
It
gotta
also-
go too.
Those trees also create shade. Too.
They do. But
But they're on the
hill-
north side.
The hill creates a lot of
it's on
shade
that
too.
side. So in the wintertime, that doesn't matter because the sun's so low.
Maybe a little more sun will hit there in the morning.
Maybe.
But the biggest problem I've seen is when the ice melts in the daytime, then it refreezes at night.
Then it runs into the building.
Yeah. I guess it would eventually just. It's got nowhere to go.
You know, that's I'm just surprised his retaining wall wouldn't go like, you know,
45.
it only says
8 inches.
8 inches,
8 inches.
2 foot
deep.
wide, but 8 inches deep. Below the retaining wall.
Well, 8 inches is pretty good. That's for even a foundation. I mean, 8 inches. I mean, for like a parking lot or something like that, 8 inches is.
I guess I'm thinking of like footings.
Yeah.
Footings are deep, like 2 feet deep.
This would be more like comparing to a concrete parking lot maybe or something.
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Or those sidewalks.
I don't know.
They're not that thick.
I'm surprised you wouldn't want to dig it down. Because that's what they did at the ski area. So at the ski area, on the upside of the chalet,
Mm-hmm.
they have that retaining wall, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's snow.
And
that
it
comes all
goes
the way.
way deep.
But that wall goes like 6 feet down into the ground.
Yeah, because the water can go.
The water is way under it. Way under it.
Do
It
you,
just
do you
goes
think it's
all
because
the
he's
way.
gonna concrete it up to the wall that he's got it more shallow?
I think 8 inches is.
Maybe,
It's thick enough.
maybe he's just thinking it's far enough from the wall it won't matter, or far enough from the building and everything that it won't matter.
Because we were taking bids for the Ponderosa parking lot, and they were talking like 6 inch for a parking lot. So I think it'll hold.
All right.
But as far as but you're thinking of stuff going underneath.
Yeah, if when there's water and it thaws, and then it freezes, and then it thaws,
Yeah.
thaws, and freezes, and it works its way under foundations,
And it'll lift
and
it
that's
up.
why you see concrete and everything getting lifted up, sidewalks, everything. So just my thought. But as far as accepting bids, doing that, we're voting on that right now, right?
I guess we need to.
Yeah.
So what I would say is that I'll make a motion to accept the bid from Red River Construction Company.
I would second
With,
that.
do we want to clarify? Any clarification on anything in here? Okay.
No, but I mean, it's a bid, so
Right, it's a
nothing's
bid,
set in
nothing's
stone.
set in stone.
So
I would
if
accept
we
that.
need him to, if we talk to Ronnie and think that he needs to go a little bit deeper, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that." He'll adjust this accordingly. But I'm happy with accepting everything as is because I trust Ronnie and his. I mean, he's
He's been doing
insured and licensed and the whole 9 yards.
I've worked with him. I'm happy.
everything.
Yeah.
everything's
Well, I'll
done for me,
second
I've
it.
liked.
All in favor, Courtney, aye. Joe Ben. Oh, did I put him in my pocket?
You put Joe Ben in your pocket.
Joe Ben. Good. Oh, you're still there. You've been in my pocket. Anyway, we're voting on accepting a bid to extend the awning out back. Did you hear all of that while we were talking? Okay. Yeah, and like a 3-foot high wall, so the snow and ice falls behind the wall. Or if we got it cleaned up, we throw it to the other side of the wall.
And then your drainage, ice and snow to get back there. Like constantly be working.
I don't know. I would imagine he would at least make it level, which is better than what we got now. I mean, even if it's level, it'll drain somewhat.
He'll know to take the existing earth away so everything's not sloping.
Yeah.
He'll do it good. Ronnie knows.
But anyway, yeah. So we had a motion to approve that bid, and yeah, it's Ronnie Parker, and he'll do a good job. Okay, and Nick.
Yes.
Okay, that's unanimous. Oh yeah, the bylaw change. Yeah, who wrote up the little paragraph? Was that the lawyer?
That was the lawyer. And
Okay.
so I just made a copy and highlighted what changed from the original that was back in August of 17. So the lawyer added section 5, governance council appointment. And then if you turn to section 2, the term Governance Council members shall hold the office for a minimum of 2 years from the date of their first appointment. And then the only other thing that changed, I believe, was in Article 8, the last page. It said that the bylaws in the original bylaws, that it had to be approved by the New Mexico PED, but it just has to be submitted. It doesn't have to be approved by them. You guys
Right.
make a vote to yes, accept it or not to, and then I just have to upload it to the PEC and to the PED so that they have a copy of it, a
And we're
record
not the
of it.
first ones to do it. So we know it's okay. Anybody have any thoughts or suggestions on that?
I'll make a motion to approve the change to the bylaws, section 5.
I'll second.
All in favor? Courtney, aye. Joe Ben?
Yes.
Yes.
It's unanimous. So that will make your life easier.
Would you guys be okay if I brought this around this week without highlight? Because I did not print one without highlight. And so I
Oh,
can
yeah.
print one without highlight and then y'all can sign it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can't sign the highlighter here?
Well, you can, but then it's going to be like a
Sticking out like
glaring.
a sore thumb.
If there wasn't some on that page, it wouldn't be an issue. We would just sign one with the signature pages.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's a good point. And I can make a copy before we leave. When we sign off, I can make a copy and grab all of y'all, and then we can just get you to get Joe Ben.
Okay.
Okay.
Or can we just do things electronically?
No, I don't have that box.
You don't have it.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can maybe ask Katie to do it for me. We'll get it figured out, I promise.
I guess that's all we got. Any announcements?
No announcements, but my question is for our October meeting. It is at the beginning of fall break, and I do know that I will be driving. So I didn't know if we wanted to try to change that meeting or if you wanted to try to have it at
We
the
don't want you
normal time.
wrecking.
Hmm.
We don't want you to wreck your car.
When is your fall break?
The 18th, I believe, or the 19th.
Gotcha.
It's the Fridays, the 19th. Thank you.
Okay, so wait.
I will be there.
It's what, the 18th through the 25th?
For
Is it when you guys
Let me
get back?
see. It is the
We're back in school on the 28th.
yes.
Okay, back
So
at
we
school
can do it on the
28th.
28th. Monday the 28th.
Yeah, everyone's usually here around Halloween. Yeah, let's do 28.
Because, yeah, I have no idea. Right now, I have no idea.
Let's see. Let's do it later.
The week later throws us into November, and then November's always goofy because of Thanksgiving anyway. So I'm good with the 28th.
Okay. 28th it is. Well, thank you, Kimberly. The playground is fabulous.
That's lots
The
of
kid-
compliment on it.
And nobody's. Oh, yeah, and we're adjourned. Nobody's having people jumping off of it, trying to bounce. or
Oh
anything.
well, they do like to